Hello everyone, I'm Ryan Matthew Harker, and this is the Pocket Dimension. On my last episode, I did a little run through of Violator Vs Badrock #1, and we saw that it's kind of a silly book, a very silly book, considering that we've got, Violator and Badrock squaring off. And the story just kind of unfolds in this, I guess, predictable and somewhat nonsensical way, because the fact that Youngblood's been sent to capture Violator is kind of, I don't know, it seems like it's beneath Youngblood's purview, but, they did send Badrock, the 16-year-old boy who's a giant rock dude, to do the work, I guess. So, but today we're going to move on to issue number 2 here, and as you can see, we have a spawn angel thrown into the mix. Another big-chested, extremely curvaceous, Liefeld cover going on here as well. Something for those 12-year-old boys to lust after. And, so the art for the story is done by Brian Denham, which I don't know much about what other work he's done, but I can't say that his work here in Violator vs. Badrock is terrible. I mean, it does the trick. Written by Alan Moore, so, he's a powerhouse in the comic book industry as far as writers go. Most people who are even somewhat serious about comic books know who Alan Moore is, some of the stuff he's done. Yeah, I mean, the story, I think it's fun. It's nothing serious. It doesn't really contribute to either Spawn or Youngblood in any significant way, but it's fun. So, if I remember correctly, in the last story, or in the last issue, Badrock and this chick right here, she's some kind of scientist. They kidnap or capture, I guess, not really kidnap, but capture Violator, who's going on a killing spree, and they're trying to experiment on him and get him to talk about who he is and what he's doing. And of course, Violator's just being his typically obnoxious, smart-ass self. And then this alien angel chick, I can't remember her name, but we'll get to it here before too long. Yeah, so I mean, I guess we're kind of flashbacking here. So yeah, this alien shows up, or alien, I keep calling her an alien. This angel shows up, and she's of course going after Violator. Well, Violator ends up tricking her because he transforms into the clown at the last second before she breaks in, and pretends he's human and that Badrock's actually the demon. So she goes after Badrock, they fight, and oh, my brain just stopped working. They fight, and Violator ends up sneaking up behind her and ripping her heart out. And then after Badrock gets shocked by her and knocked out. So anyway, we flash back here. This is a pretty badass picture of Badrock right here. I like this picture right here quite a bit. I think it's really well drawn. Good line work by the inker. Who's the inker? Jonathan Sybil. I'm not sure who Jonathan Sybil is or what other stuff he does, but there's some stuff where I'm like, the inking's all right. Like, I don't know, maybe it's partially the pencils too, but like this page, you know, this page just all around isn't really like much to, you know, really be excited about. But you know, move on to this page. I like this page. You know, this is a good double page spread. This big shot of Badrock here. I mean, this is all really good, detailed. You know, some extreme artwork for sure. The shot of Violator, I think, is really well done. Just, you know, this blotchy ink work. I like it, and the layout, the progression of this is really nice. So, and then we come over here, Dr. McAllister. So that's this blonde chick right here. She's working for I'm not sure who they're working for, some government agency at this point, but oh, I guess it's the Institute, just the Institute. Celestine, that's who she is. This is the angel Celestine. So she comes in. They're just kind of flashback in here. Violator's apparently telling Badrock about her, and she's, you know, meantime just busting her way in. And so Violator goes to let her go, and she breaks in. So they're like really flashback in here, hardcore, because all of this, yeah, like most of this happened, like everything up to like here happened already in issue 1. So, you know, I'm not going to bother opening that up. You can just take my word for it or get the books and check them out yourself. But, so, you know, Violator rips out her heart. You know, this is kind of a funny page with him singing, breaking the law, breaking the law. Another shot for the 12-year-olds to lust after. When he rips out her heart, you can see here she's all tore up. There's her heart right there. And so they take off. Well, Badrock, he's knocked the fuck out. But Violator takes off. Celestine wakes up. And she's like, oh, I don't have a heart. Well, do any of these angels really have hearts to begin with? I mean, I guess Angela from Spawn, she kind of got a little sappy towards Spawn in the Spawn books, but she goes to these, some kind of energy pads, and I think she like opens a portal to hell or something, because that's how the end of the first book is Badrock wakes up, this McAllister chick runs in, and they find out after all this stuff that, oh, there's a portal to hell open. So wait a minute, I must have already gone through this book in my last video and I just forgot. I guess that's what happens when you get too stoned. Let's see. So, oh yeah, because there we go. Yeah, she breaks in. Celestine breaks in. That was the end of that book. So I guess I did. I went through issue 2 already. All right. Well, sorry about that, everybody. So we got a little recap of what's going on here, anyway. So yeah, they end the book with Badrock and Dr. McAllister in hell. They went through this portal and they're in hell. So, all right, we will go to issue number 3. So here's issue number 3. Another Liefeld cover. You know, he rocked the cover on all of these. Which some of them are alright. Like issue number 1, he kind of did this variant cover here where they kind of go together, something like that. And you know, I like that. That's a pretty cool combo shot. Anyway, but number 3, I don't know, I feel like number 3, it's like too much of a close-up. You know, it's tentacles and stuff, whatever. There's like a whole lot going on, but you only see this little bit of it, and it's just not that great. I feel like there should have been more variant covers to like complete this bigger picture or something, but I did some research into it and I didn't really find any other variants, so I don't know. Well, let's break into this bad boy. So here we go. So Jonathan Sybil is getting some help inking from Danny Mickey. And as we know, Danny is a pretty big time extreme inker. You know, he ends up doing a lot of ink work for Liefeld, and I think he ends up even doing a lot of work in Spawn at some point. I'd have to look back into my Spawn books to double check that, but yeah, great inker right there. So I feel like maybe some of this, like this might be some of his work. It doesn't look quite as muddy as some of Jonathan Sybil's stuff, but you know, we'll get here's Badrock. So let's see what's going on. Dr. Sally McAllister, complete success for Project Dante. So yeah, she wanted to open that portal to hell, and yep. In summary, then, the Whiteside Parsons Institute is in hell, and we're being given plenty of opportunities to study the local wildlife up close. So here's Badrock. They're fighting this giant spider thing. You know, it's an alright shot for what it is, I guess. Not too bad. But, you know, I don't know, some of the art just feels a little like you get some really great pictures, and then you get some that are just kind of, yeah, mediocre, I guess. It doesn't say anybody else was doing the layout, so you know, all this art is Brian Denham. You know, maybe he's just you know, put more of his all into the bigger, splashier pieces, and then rushed his way through the rest of the book to meet a deadline or something. I don't know. Some of this, let's see, Doctor, people are my responsibility. That's not a place any of us expected to go, at least not while we're alive. Just give it straight. See, the thing is, we're in hell. He's telling everybody. Up here's the tentacles from the cover. They're coming, so you know they got demons coming after them. Oh, here's one of these flame-headed robot creatures. We saw these in, I want to say, maybe Spawn 8 or 9, maybe. So I think some of the issues where Billy Kincaid, after Spawn kills him, and he's in hell, going through some of the circles of hell. I can't remember exactly what they are, but I think these things like eat them or something. I don't know. And yeah, so anyway, don't trust it, Mr. Rock. On first analysis, it appears to be mechanical. So anyway, Badrock's beating up the tentacles. You know, I'm not really going to pay too much attention to the story, because really I'm not very interested in it at this point. But you know, Badrock's doing what he does. He beats some stuff up, beats up this thing, blows it up, which I think that might be pretty impressive, all things considering. I haven't seen one of these things destroyed yet in the Spawn mythos. But, so, nope, and here's Violator, finally. He's back. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, we got us a religious debate going on here. So, what about the fake angel? It fell out of grace, so yeah, that's what they're calling that thing, the fake angel, I guess. And Violator, he's like, oh, I'm back. For your information, it was a Cthulhuan meta boozer from the 5th sphere of the afterworld, and it wanted to snort you. Oh yeah, that's right. It's some kind of soul trapper that gets high off of souls or something. That's right. There's things here that want you as food or drugs or fur coats. Your produce, okay? Yeah. So that's what the demons are like. We just want to, consume you as a commodity, humanoids. Yeah. We'll deal with this. There's anything out there could possibly be more low-minded, ugly, or moronic than you. He's making fun of Violator. Smell that? It's gotta be my ears burning. Someone's talking about us. Not a whole lot going on here. Whatever. The story's getting kind of real cluttered and lots of stuff going on. Not a whole. Maybe the Violator's here. Oh, so here we go. This is the Violator's hellish brothers, the Vindicator and the Vaporizer and whatever else they are. So anyway, they're coming. The angel, she's all that scream for the science. You might get your wish. Seems our power source is deteriorating. Oh, they used her as a power source to open the portal or to send the Institute into hell, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing at that point. That seems to be what's happening from the art. And you would think with a good comic book you can decipher the story from the art. So here's not a bad double page spread here. Yep, we got the Phalabic brothers, the Phalabic brothers, because they're Flemmy. I don't know. Yeah, these guys are relatives of the Violator somehow, I think. Let's see if it says their names. We got Vandalizer. Yep, he was. Yeah, Violator was once one of the 5 Phalabic brothers. So anyway, they're all there. They're fighting Badrock. He's kicking some butt. Kinda, whatever. Violator takes off. A bunch of stuff going on. Anyway, they're fighting. They're talking shit because that's what they do. They're going on, and then what the heck? This one eats the Violator, I guess. So, and that's the end of that. Now the fight's over, and they are just kind of doing their thing still. Not a whole lot going on. They're in hell. They're all taking it in stride. I'm not sure. He's probably hiding in the building somewhere. The one called Violators, he's still around. The creatures are occupied. Yeah, I don't know. This rambling nonsense probably making about as much sense as I'm making going through it. So, anyway, that's the end of the book. You ever heard the expression angel dust? That's a bad joke. So the angel is all sucked dry from keeping the portal open. And we got next, Badrock's Bogus Journey. Oh, that's funny. So it's kind of a little take on Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, maybe. So anyway, that's the end of that issue. And anything interesting here? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Stuff we've been through. The Allies, whoever the heck those guys are. Die Hard, Glory, Roman, Super Patriot, Battlestone. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about that book or what was happening. This is the old school Glory and Die Hard. Die Hard with his weird, like, Cobra Commander face flap. So, but anyway, that's the end of that issue for today. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget, you can buy the comics and novels I create by searching Ryan Matthew Harker at Amazon.com. I have just published the second issue of my comic book Ridiculous on Amazon for Kindle, so it is available in digital format, soon to be available in print. And once it's available in print, you can get that and other books I've written and the first issue of Ridiculous at the Pocket Dimension store, which is at the pocketdimensionstore.square.site. Spelled out, that is the pocket-dimension-store.square.site. That's the pocket-dimension-store.square.site. I know that's a mouthful, but I'm confident you can get there and help support me as an indie author and illustrator. Remember, make more comics, read more comics, share more comics.